Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm Poor Poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach. Let's jump right into it. Man, there's been a lot going on in the DripX chat. I haven't been following it completely, but I've been in the last, it's been at least like 6 hours, and I think they started earlier in the day. Pretty much this thing has been heating up for the last couple of days, like almost 24/7 live community chats. And I'm gonna try to break down some of the sauce that got dropped in here and some of the changes as well. So I don't even know where to start, man. It's been crazy. It's still going on right now. I'm not in it, but I'm going to try to share all the recaps of the information. So let's first go back to messages, because this is what started it all. And depending on what side of the fence you sit on, this may come across as bullish or bearish. And as one of the members mentioned in the voice chat, like, we know when we got into this that is a proxy upgradable contract. It's literally shown there in the audit. The devs have been transparent about it. All their contracts have been transparent or upgradable. They're proxies, which means they can make changes. They can make changes with the vote of the community, or they can make changes in which they feel is in the betterment of the protocol. And depending on where you come from in DeFi, you may have seen that happen in your favor or may have happened against you. This is yet to be determined for DripX, but the changes are here and you have to decide how to make your moves accordingly. So let's go ahead and read through this new Viper mechanic. Now, again, I know nothing about TitanX. I'm hearing through the grapevine it has some similarities, some of the changes they made. Some people say it was good for TitanX, some say it was bad, some say the improvements they've made here are good. I've talked to Matt, he sent me some messages, he explained it. I'm on the fence until it plays itself out. So I haven't picked a side yet. I have no idea because we haven't even got paid from the day 8 yet. But I trust, again, I say don't trust, but verify. What I've verified from Matt and his track record is that they act in accordance with the community and what they think is the best moves for longevity. So that's the verification that I have as of now. Now let's take a look at this and make some determinations, or you figure out what this means for you. So the new Viper mechanic. So first and foremost, this will be released after the first 8-day payout. That first 8-day payout tentatively is coming within 2.5 days from now. So that would put you roughly at around the middle of Friday the 1st. So he said the change will come after that. So that could be any time after midday Friday till whenever. I also plan on having an AMA with him or VC on the 4th. Maybe he will not have made these changes yet, but we will discuss what this means. And as of this video, he will be having a live VC Twitter space with KK as well. Shouts out to Drip to Wealth. This is before any of that, so there's going to be some interpretation of what I heard in the 8 hours in the VC, as well as what he's told me in messages, and then what this says. So Viper mechanics, you can collect full share of your miner after 51% of your time has expired. Let's go look at that first. So that means if you have created a miner, which this is some alpha that you may not have realized that I didn't realize. A lot of the OGs did exactly that. They went max miner on day 1. Now, why would the big money come in here and create max miners? And literally, it's the only time frame that has gone to the 300 billion. All the other time frames still have plenty of room. And for some odd reason, in this area, the 278, 79. Where is it? Nope, sorry, 274. I don't know. You just saw it. Because it's 8 days or 6 days have passed from that. So it's 274, 275 is where a lot of the concentration was at. So what this statement means down here is that you can collect full share of your miner at 51%. So that means when this new change comes in, once these people that staked originally at 280 days, once they get to roughly 142, I think is 50%, 51%, they will be able to claim the entire stake of miners, that value. So if that was, let's go back to look at that briefly. If I were to do it now, it would cost me, that 100 miner would cost me 402 BNB. Could have been a little less then. I don't know what the price of BNB was, but you're looking at How many miners is that? 2.1 billion miners, basically. So they would be able to get that, but they would have to pay a fee, and they were voting on the fee being either 0.1 BNB or 0.05 BNB. And here it is right here. You will pay a fee. At this time, the vote is leaning towards 0.1 BNB. So they would, in order to get that early early termination of the miner at 142 days, they would have to pay 1.1 BNB, and then it would automatically be moved into the full length stake, earning you BNB. So you also collect your D rank bonus up until that exact time. So all of your D rank that you've accumulated, your D rank bonus, all the way up, whatever that will be at day 141, if they decide to early terminate, then that 2.1 billion miners, or DripX tokens, I should say, comes automatically over here and gets thrown in at 3,500 days. 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. Is that right? Am I missing one? God, I wish there was commas. Matt, if you're watching this, put some commas. Is that right? 2.1 billion. So that's 1, 2. Missing one. All right, there we go. 2.1 billion. So at today's price, of course, that's not what you're going to get. But at today's price, if you were to try to buy 2.1 billion DripX tokens, that is currently costing you $2.3 million. It's just gone down. So they would stake all of that, and they would get this number of shares, and you're essentially burning those tokens. So they would get this bonus, blah, 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 blah. And then they're now going to get paid out in BNB. So what Matt explained to me, and the reason for this, and it's automatic. So if you pay that 0.1, then you're automatically pulled in here. So those tokens never hit the market. As it stands right now, when you mine, let's just go up to, we can't see the 8-day because we get paid in 3 days, but let's just look at this 8-day. At that time, this 36.11 billion DripX will be available to go into people's wallets. By adding this new game theory, you're allowing for people to decide, do they want to put it in their wallet and put a portion into the stake, or do they want to early terminate it, and that 0.1 BNB would go to the buy and burn pool, and essentially all of those DripX tokens then get burned because it's locked up for 3,500 days. So there are some definite bullish mechanics in it. I'm still on the fence as to how this will play out, because this is Matt and the team looking at what's happened on other protocols and making some command decisions early. So I don't know, but I again am looking at the fact that a lot of whales came in here, you can see it from the numbers, and staked for these long durations. I was also told that some of them were doing like 100 BNB and things of that nature. I didn't watch the videos, but this is what I've heard, and from other whales in the community and from this VC that they were saying. So you have to ask yourself, you know, why the bulk or a large amount of this BNB, this 3.5 billion BNB that's in here now, close to 10,000 total BNB. Why did these whales or people with that amount of money lock it up in a miner for that long initially? And if the opportunity now comes for them to get it early, why wouldn't they also now try to get it early and then max stake it and be able to collect more BNB payouts? That's the game theory that Matt and the team are putting in, trying to give an incentive for people to recycle the money back in and just take their dividends and payouts from BNB versus dumping the tokens on the market. So we will see how that plays out. So basically everybody for day 8 will get their initial stake, and then we'll see those changes will take place, what it'll look like. You will not get any D rank bonus that you would have gotten had you held on longer or until the end. So you give up the remaining D rank bonus once you decide to early stake, what do you want to call that? Early termination of your miner. You will pay a fee, and that's 0.1. So here he said, why would they add this mechanic? Well, to incentivize people to use DripX like it was meant to be used. So that incentive, or that the way it's meant to be used, is for people to keep DripX from hitting the market basically, and to just collect dividends. That's what every protocol has been trying to find a way to do, is basically incentivize users to provide liquidity and not dump the charts, because we all know that people buy FOMO, pump, and hype. You know, even meme tokens follow that same trend. So you have to engineer a chart that just always looks good to new investors, because even though it makes no sense to buy the top, investor psychology goes and buys the top. And by engineering this protocol the way they did and now making this new change, they are incentivizing people to put that back. Now, of course, there are going to be those that are going to try to dump their DripX on the market. However, again, I pointed this out, I haven't gone into it in this video, but DripX has a very, very low liquidity. So there's not much that can be dumped on the market. So no matter what people do with it, if they try to just hold it in their wallet, they're going to realize after some period of time that it's doing nothing for them sitting in their wallet, which means they're going to either go stake it and collect the BNB, or at a minimum, add some liquidity to it and put it in the V3 pools. So tentatively with this change, that can incentivize people to do that. Again, I'm on the fence. I've heard both sides and I get it. So I'm reserving judgment until this plays out. But I still think we're still early and there's still some money to definitely be made. And the fact that the team pivots so quickly and puts stuff out, man, like they already had the DripX. Well, this is new. I added a picture already, but they added the calculator here. They added it now to the kitchen sink. They're adding this new revision. Like, this is a transparent team, man. They're out in the front developing, and it's just like 3 of them. It's not like, you know, the smoke and mirrors we've gotten from other project developers that have 30,000 people working on a project, but they can't even get a UI updated. These guys are constantly doing stuff. And it seems that if they do something and it doesn't work, they will pivot and fix it. I am a firm believer in the move fast and break things mentality. As long as you don't lose any people's liquidity, go ahead and figure out how things work. Make changes, implement stuff. If it doesn't work the way you planned, you pivot again, keep pivoting. My mentor, Tom Bilyeu, says that failure is the most information-rich data stream on the planet. Meaning if you start taking moves and making action and you start to learn that what you're doing isn't working, you collect all of that data. And when you pivot and go in the other direction, you will surpass everyone who is just standing still with analysis paralysis. So I do like that with this team, as long as the liquidity doesn't get drained or the contract get exploited. That's fine. So as long as nobody's losing money because a bad move that they make, then I'm Gucci with it. All right, let's go back and read the rest. Use it like it's meant to be. For a small fee and sacrifice of future D-rank bonuses, you are able to create your stake and increase your percentage. This will lock up billions of DripX for the longest term possible. What does this do? It curbs inflation, helps keeps a healthy price chart. That's what I just talked about. It also financially blesses those that use the system like it's supposed to be used, and those people are more apt to put more in, making this absolute current uncontested king of DeFi apps. So there are some people that agree with this. There are the others that are very vocally against it. I'm on the fence because I haven't been in Titan X. I don't know exactly what changed with Titan X, what the narratives were. But also here's another change that they've done. I don't know if it's already implemented or not, but you have this right here, because before the cap per wallet was that you could only create 100 miners per wallet. And what people were asking in the VC, and I guess what it came out earlier with this change was that, okay, if I made 100 and now I burn one of mine early, meaning I went and paid that 0.1 to early unstake it. I keep saying stake, man. I don't want to confuse you guys. To early in the miner. That means, and then it got that got staked, essentially got burned. People were asking, well, does that mean I can make another miner? The answer to that originally was no, because that 100 was a code for the blockchain looking at the wallet. Now, unless that number was dynamic and it could change that, then you wouldn't be able to make any more on that wallet once you hit 100. So I believe that's why the team now changed, according to Eric, changed it to 1,000. So you had Stinger made his comment there. Yeah, I feel this. I have to start using more wallets. And then Eric just replied with 1,000, like just dropped it with nothing else. And that was about 45 minutes ago. And Uncle Rick said, wait, 1,000 is the limit. He's been saying 100. It's 1,000 now. So as of like 45 minutes ago, it has been upgraded to 1,000. So that means you can come in and make more miners in a single wallet. I think you can still only batch create 8 at a time. Yes, but you can now create up to 1,000. And that's some more of the alpha that was dropped in the chat, reference how whales are playing this game, because again, I didn't realize this, but they're staking for the max days. So it's not max 3,500, because if you look at this, I gotta put some DRIPx in here. You look at this DRIPx at 3,500, you see that the max longer pays more bonus is 350%. Well, that doesn't change until you get to 2,889. So 89 is actually the max. So some of the other whales have already been doing that as well. And now you ask yourself, well, why? Why would you lock up your tokens? And I even said this originally. Remember, I said I'm not all about locking up my tokens because of what I've learned before. And I'm still on the fence and against it. I understand what they're trying to do with this protocol, but I've been burned too many times, so I'm cautious. However, I understand what they're trying to do, so I'm not gonna leave that potential money on the sidelines. So the max would be this 2,888 days. That gives you the 350% bonus. And the reason you would do this is because with that 228.88, you're hitting more of these cycle payouts, and that's the goal, to get more and more of these payouts. So just look at this real simply. Let's just say you did 32 days. That means you're gonna get 4 8-day payouts, 8, 16, 24, 32, and you'll also get that 28. So in a 32-day period, just over a month, let's just call it a month for simple understanding, you're gonna get paid 5 times. So if you have more of these stakes that are in this longer duration period, so again, just for simple math, having 32, the more you have at 32, well, you're getting paid 5 times over that 32 days from that one stake, and now you can do 1,000 of those in a wallet. So you could be getting paid 5,000 times in that 32 days. So that is some insane game theory, incentivizing people to put more and more BNB and lock up their tokens and burn the tokens, creating eventually a deflationary token. Right now it's inflationary, and that inflation hasn't even hit the market. But the whole name of the game that they're trying to do, and what Matt and his team have been doing since their development, is innovating and trying to find a way to make a sustainable long-term project. And with this platform, with the foundation, I should say, of WrapDrip and the community and this new bull market, they definitely have the right ingredients. Now it's way too early to just, wave the white flag and surrender all of the protocols and stuff like that. But this is interesting. And the fact that, again, they are pivoting and making these moves quickly leads me to say, like, you don't want to miss this opportunity. And I'm not saying mortgage the house, not saying financial advice to even get into this, but I'm definitely going to be looking at a different strategy after this day 8. So on day 9, I'm going to look at maybe some smaller miners just to play the game. So I already went in with 1,000, but maybe I'll take 1 BNB and break that down into 100 different smaller miners and look at the maximum, not maximum mining, but longer mining duration, some longer ones, mid to long term at least. And then look at, once you hit that 51%, look at early unmining them, early terminating the miner, and rolling those over into a longer term stake. So yes, you're going to pay the fee on that, but you now have all that DRIPx that you accumulated from willingness to go into a longer duration miner, and then you will be able to start getting those bigger payouts. So even at, let's just go midterm, so we go with the 140-ish. For one, it's going to cost you $4. So if you do 100 of those, it's still going to be 400. But now you're looking at what is that, 11 million DRIPx tokens estimated, of course, as of this video. So 11 million times 100, you're able to kind of offset that price if you were able to still, put up a full BNB. And then if you decide to early unstake some of those, early mine termination, God, I got to come up with a different word, early terminate the miner, and then stake it for the long duration. So you still have the other ones coming out at the days they're scheduled, and then you could have some early ones that go in and start giving you payouts. So there's so many different ways to play this, and it's just interesting. So I want to see how it goes forward, and I'm going to try and update you guys on my moves and stuff like that of what I'm doing. But Right now it's unknown, so I can't tell you anything more than what we're already seeing. But when this voice chat came out and people were in the community, we pumped in the DRIPx token. So all of that was taking place earlier today. So from what I understand, the whales that understood the change, they were the ones buying in on this. And from what also was discussed in the chat is that whales are sitting on the sidelines waiting for this day 8 for the people that want to get shaken out and cheat. So look for a opportunity, possible retracement. Sorry, this is a correct chart. Possible retracement on day 9 after the 8-day payout, and we'll see what happens with people's actual liquidity. Let's take a look at that right now for this video. So right now, total supply 352 million, and this person's sitting with 55 million in their wallet and roughly 11 billion. I don't even know what it is because we can't see it anymore, but there's a couple billion hitting the market for sure in 2.5 days. So there's no way to go back and look at that I'm aware of. I'm pretty sure there is somewhere. Let's see something real quick. Nope, I do not see any DRIPx Dune analytics as of yet, but I know that they made some for TitanX, so I would imagine that there will be some coming. So need something very similar for DRIPx, and then that would tell us how many tokens are going to be coming out. Like, it probably won't be developed by the day 2.5 days from now, but the point I'm getting at is that we will see what this inflation looks like, and then you'll also see what moves people make on that day 8. So we're seeing at 352 million right now, and like I said, I know there's at least a couple billion because you can see it here, and that's the whole purpose of mining. The mining allows you to go in with a small bag and then get a lot of DRIPx tokens. And as of right now, that DRIPx is inflationary, but the way that Matt and the team are engineering it is it's going to eventually be a deflationary token, as well as they want to have price appreciation with the token. They want to deter pump and dumps. So the liquidity is not going to be added here. And what I'm hearing from that VC is that there's millions that could and will be coming on day 8 or 9 after these initial moves. So keep an eye on an entry if you're curious. You know, if you got some couch cushion change, see what it does, because right now you got people holding it. And even I mentioned in my upcoming video about a hit it and quit it strategy of holding some of this. But I think people are going to slowly start to realize that there's not enough liquidity for you to even hold it to take profits. You may be able to get a little bit, but the bulk is going to be moving into the way they're designing this ecosystem, especially as the buy and burn continues to grow, and the payouts that you're getting are coming in BNB. Remember, you are, by collecting these payouts, you're accumulating BNB at a good foundational price for this bull run. Like, we saw it go much lower in the bear market, but this will probably be the floor for BNB. 330 to 350 is probably the lowest you're going to see BNB in this cycle, especially now with Bitcoin on a tear. Like, if Bitcoin doesn't do a retracement, then BNB won't do a retracement. So you'll be able to collect BNB, and let's just assume, let's look at this real quick. This is a little bit of alpha's understanding. So let's assume you're accumulating BNB, and let's just say it's at the $400 price range. Well, where do you think it's going to be a year from now when all the macro analysts, the people far smarter than me, are telling you that Bitcoin is going to at least 6 figures, so $100,000? It's likely that we will see BNB reach a new all-time high, and most people are speculating at least $1,000. So you'll be getting a 2.5x on your BNB payouts from the BNB that you collected for staking your DRIPx. So that's price appreciation on top of underlying asset appreciation in the ecosystem, which adds more value and makes the buy and burn even more powerful. There's a lot to unpack. I'm sorry this video is a little super long, but you should be able to watch this and then still tap into the live Drip to Wealth stream on Twitter Spaces here. So it should be coming out shortly after you see this video. So you'll have 2 of my videos in one day again. All right, I want to get this out to you guys. Hope that provided some value, some insight, some clarity. If you're still confused on DripX, you're not alone. Best way to learn is to take a very small bag and test it out and see what's going on behind the hood. There's a lot of hype behind this, a lot of eyeballs, a lot of potential. The foundation is here for all of the possible upside. With as long as you manage your risk, very little downside. You know, this is gambling, it's risk capital, so be prepared for black swan events. But we all wanted an opportunity to get into a project at the ground floor, and this is it as far as I can see. So I'm making the moves, not going in as big as I did on Drip, but definitely going to be documenting this, showing you guys what I'm doing. So let's all get to this money, this bull cycle. Lift daily and achieve your impossible. Yeah.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now